Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Iron Woman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Iron Woman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take It from the Iron Woman. We only have special guests, and today we go to Shoemaker. What a lovely name, and she's into sports. So she is the co-founder of HYBRD. We need to learn what it is all about, but I see she's very passionate about sports, but then also the technology. So Shu, gave us an intro of what you do and what can we learn from you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. Love all the guests that you have in your podcast. It's really exciting to be here. Currently, I'm working for HYBRD. HYBRD is a company that myself and 4 other co-founders started. We combine strength workout data and cardio workout data to put all of your information in one place to give you unique insights to help you get faster and stronger. It is really marrying my passion of fitness and health with day job. It's just really exciting opportunity.
Were you first an entrepreneur or sports, or where did everything begin for you?
Yeah, good questions. I'll start a little bit in my beginning, and I always grew up in sports. I grew up swimming, grew up playing soccer, lacrosse, ended up playing lacrosse in college. So I really had this passion for fitness. Eventually, I started my career in analytics, and then I worked for a company called Whoop, which is a fitness tech wearable. That's really where I started to marry my passion of fitness and health with my actual day job in analytics. And really starting to learn more and more and more about how you can combine those two. Through that journey, after Whoop, I worked at a different company that was mobile applications, really in the tech sphere. And I owned a portfolio of mobile apps. So every job I took, it was a stepping stone to start my own business. I kind of knew that from an early age that I wanted to start my own business, but I never knew what that would be. Throughout my time in my career, again, everything was a stepping stone, a smaller and smaller company. So after this small mobile app company, that's when HYBRD went to go on and start. I can get into how we started HYBRD itself. It's myself and 3 other co-founders. We're all friends. We all lived in Boston together. And we all trained the same way or in similar ways. We really liked just working out because it's hard, because it's fun, and a community. I did a lot of running and cycling, especially during COVID. I bought a bike, had to be outside somehow, really got into cycling then. And because I had done a lot of running and grew up swimming, I married those 3 sports to then start to get into triathlon. Myself and some of my other co-founders were into triathlon as well. So we were really training in a certain way. It's important to cross train. We wanted to lift as well and make sure our strength is up there. We really didn't find a solution to help us with aggregating all of our workout data in one place. That's where the idea of HYBRD came from, is because we were tracking our workout data in spreadsheets. And this was a year ago. This is 2024. Why are we using spreadsheets to track our workouts? And at the same time, we're tracking workouts for ourselves to get faster and to get stronger. But at the same time, it was fun to be able to look at each other's and compete and see, who's training harder than the other person. That's where the idea of HYBRD really started, is let's build an app, a training app to help us train and then also make training a little bit more fun. Today, right now, HYBRD aggregates all of that data in one place, and then we're starting to build some community features to make it more fun. But we like to think of ourselves as really a training app to help you improve your performance.
Where were you when I was training for my Ironman? When I think I added all my workouts into my phone, and then each reminder came up, run 10 miles, go for a bike, go for a swim. But if you can then look at it And so do you have graphs? How does that look like? I'm training for an Ironman. How does that look like when I am on your app?
Today, many people have wearables or wear different. I wear a Whoop, I wear a Garmin. I have a bike computer. I have a Polar Heart strap. Yes, yeah, exactly. Oura rings. Like people have all these different wearables that they're using. You would integrate with whatever you're using, and we'll pull that data in. And then, so that takes care of mostly the cardio side. And on the lifting side, a lot of people might use their Notes app or, a different app to track their lifts. What we've done is we've really tried to reduce that friction. You could take a picture of the whiteboard if you're at a CrossFit gym. It'll automatically log that for you. You could screenshot your Notes app. It'll automatically log it for you. You can enter templates, like if you do a certain type of lift, like I do typically a push-pull split or like upper body split. You can add those templates within HYBRD and then just click in. As you're in the gym, check off the sets that you're doing. Today, how it looks is we get that data, whether from it's your wearable or just like quickly upload that. And then you'll be able to see, you asked about graphs, you'd be able to see for a given workout, what was the load on your body? Not only just cardio load, but muscular load. That piece is really important because a lot of existing apps on the market have cardio load, but they're not great at muscular. And that's such an important part of like a holistic athlete. And then that's for a particular workout. But then you want to expand out from like a bird's eye view. A workout is not necessarily good or bad. It's only good or bad in the context of your overall arching goal and what you're training for. So let's say you're training for an Ironman. Well, you might want to have a very easy run because you're tapering for that week or something. So we have a trends page of graphs that are showing you that bird's eye view of over the past 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. How has your training load moved over time? Are you increasing that training load at a rate that makes it less injury if you do nothing for a week and then all of a sudden run a marathon, right? Everyone knows that is going to cause for injury. So we help for the user to like understand how has their training changed over time and are they increasing or decreasing at appropriate rates. I would say the last piece would be your performance. So then on one of our pages, it looks like a spider chart. Right now, it's different fitness attributes. It's basically the fingerprint of your fitness. You might have aerobic endurance, which is like you can run for a very long time. Or you might have VO2 max, which means like you have really good, let's say, speed for short amounts of time. And then on the lifting side, you might have upper body strength or lower body strength. So these about 9 fitness attributes that would make up, I would say, fitness fingerprint. As an Ironman or an Ironman athlete might be I would expect to be very good endurance. So that aerobic endurance piece, but they might be, let's say, probably not as strong on upper body strength because you're simply not working that out. You can imagine this spider chart. If you're very evenly distributed, it'll look like a circle. Most people are not, and they might be more cardio aerobically based. It'll look a certain way, and it'll ebb and flow as you train, depending on what you're training for. If you work a lot on your upper body strength, well, this visualization will show you, okay, then you're improving on your upper body strength, and vice versa if you're really focusing only on maybe cardio sports.
That makes sense. I remember when I started strength training, how easier it became at mile 20 on the marathon. No more cramps, no more this, no more that. So it pays off. But I think you need to look at the sports in a holistic way. And I think for that your app is fantastic. And I'm wondering, so you're more of an analytical person. What are the other 3 founders? How do you complement each other?
Yeah, great question. Because I think that's one of our biggest strengths is that we all complement each other very well. So it's a team of 4. So Ben, he's our CEO. So his expertise is in growth, specifically like on the product side, growth. He led growth at Whoop. Mott's, his expertise is also on the product side, but on what I would say is core product, the user experience. He's very good at talking with users and from that bird's eye view, like kind of understanding what they need, what we should build. And then Reuters, his name's Matt, but he goes by Reuters. His expertise is in coding and software engineering. He spent his background at AWS, all backend engineering. That is extremely, extremely important. And then myself on the analytics side can offer that analytics experience and data science. The four of us together, we just make a very strong team because we complement each other so well. And then I would say we recently hired someone as well, and his expertise is front end engineering. It makes the perfect plate.
And you're the only woman?
I'm the only woman.
Right? Okay,
yes,
tell us more about that.
Correct.
Yeah, you said beat the boys, and you're surrounded by the boys. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's some friendly competition, of course. You grow up playing sports, you grow up competitive. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to compete. And specifically, I love to compete with my co-founder, Ben, because we're very similarly matched. So that's what makes it entertaining. But no, I firmly believe I want women to succeed in sports, succeed in life, and keep pushing the boundaries, especially in sports. You've seen such a huge jump today. You have people like Caitlin Clark and others. That's not just her. There's Serena Williams, Venus Williams have come before, have really pushed the boundaries. But that's where I think the Beat the Boys is coming from, is this new surge and push for women to get stronger and have their place next to men.
I could not agree more with you. And as I said before we recorded, when I started running, the t-shirts were in the colors red, white, blue, black and gray, same for the shoes. And now it's such a huge industry because I was working with Nike and they say, you need to have an outfit before you go to the gym, and then in the gym, and then after the gym. So it's a huge industry. It's about the looks. It's important. If you look good, you also feel good, and then probably you also perform better.
Exactly. Yeah. That's tangential too. We were talking about this before, but when women feel stronger, they're more confident, they can succeed more in life too. It's great to see. And yeah, I feel like with all the new consumer and you have all the colors these days, everyone can express themselves how they choose and feel that confidence.
And I would like to hear a little bit about the business, being an entrepreneur. Obviously, I have 3 people. You're a team, or 5 even. How is it as an entrepreneur? What can you learn from sports that is very helpful as an entrepreneur?
I think there's a ton of transferable knowledge that you learn on it growing up in sports. A few things I would say. One, I played team sports. I guess swimming, you're on a team, but there's individual performance there. Like you have to push yourself because it is an individual competition, even though you are still part of a team. From that individual, no one is going to make you swim faster. You have to swim faster. You have to put in that work if you want to get faster. There's a lot of parallels from running, swimming, biking, those more individualistic sports too. At the same time, when you're playing a team sport, like a team ball sport, so say like soccer or even lacrosse, you have to work with others to make sure you have the best positioning on the field, to make sure you're in the best position to score, to win that game. The communication required and needed and the foresight to think about, okay, well, I know my teammate is on the right side of me, so I should go over to the left so I can expand the field. I think there's a lot of parallels from a communication standpoint and then a working with others to be best friends on the field. There's a lot of corollaries in the sense of you have to put in the work for yourself. Similar to a business, like you have to put in that work, especially as an entrepreneur. There's no boss saying you do this. Like,
there's no finish line.
You have to do it. Yeah, there's no finish line. And I think the last thing too is you think about business as, let's say, as a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. There's ups and downs and you have to figure out how to get past that. Similar to if you're running a marathon, there's ups and downs. You might cramp up in the middle of it. Are you just going to stop, or are you going to maybe you just pause, you rest, you grab some water, you grab some electrolytes, and then you get back up and keep moving so that you can finish. That all that time in sports is extremely applicable and really important in forming the type of characteristics you need in starting a business.
The marathon mindset, never giving up, think through when it's hard, when everybody else would give up.
I think actually the last piece too that maybe not many people would talk about is I would say the sportsmanship in sports. I actually think is really correlated too, because in business and especially in entrepreneurship, you play one game and you quit or you leave, maybe for some people, but right, if you're a true entrepreneur, you want to keep building business. You want to be a serial entrepreneur. If you're rude or maybe don't behave the best, people are going to remember that, and then your next business is going to be harder to start. I actually think like that might be one of the most important aspects is the sportsmanship that has come, because you want to keep playing the game. It's an endless game. You want to have good karma and help people out where you can, because whether they help you out or not in the future,
Never thought of that, but that's really important. And we also talked about the support. You cycle together, you run together, you support each other. And then let's say the Ironman is your event, but you're still competing against your friends.
Exactly.
So it's that support that you can train together, and actually a little competition, even in the training, is necessary.
Absolutely. Yeah. My 2 other co-founders are also doing the Ironman with me at the end of the year. So yeah, definitely friendly competition all around, which is great.
Oh, we're going to follow you, and we want to hear how that goes in Arizona. And I have one final question. So you're an entrepreneur, you're super into sports. Is there anything else that can fit on your plate to rejuvenate, to be happy and healthy all the time?
This plays actually into the last question of like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so the rejuvenate part that you just mentioned is really important. We can get recently, there's a lot of amping up about being a cracked founder, which just means you go all out all the time. If you're running a marathon, you can't do that. You can't redline. Your heart rate can't redline. You have to rejuvenate and take the time to take breaks. And next week, my partner and I are going to Europe to refresh, rejuvenate, work ebbs and flows. And you have to make sure you can take a step back, because you don't know what's going to come in that week of rest. You might have better creativity, better thoughts. So when you come back, you can really go all in again. And so I think that there's this ebbing and flowing, and ideas can come when you least expect it. Like, but so many people have shower thoughts. So because you're not thinking about it, and then it just comes to the forefront of your brain that it's really important to take rest. So for me, that rest looks like traveling. Love to travel. And yeah, just making sure that you're outdoors, you're in nature. That's important for me. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that helps me relax and rejuvenate.
Well, we wish you happy travels, and also good luck in Arizona, and good training, because they also say it's important to start the Ironman without injury. And until you get there, it's still a long way to go, but please keep safe. And yeah, we want to see how you do and how much you enjoy it. I think that's also important, right? If you train so hard, you don't enjoy it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
What a cool conversation. What are you taking away? Ready to train for an Ironman? Hybrid. Follow their path. Follow what they're doing and what they're doing next. Take it from the Iron Woman. We only have episodes on Monday. Come and join us. Learn with people. Learn with different people in the sports world, but also who are entrepreneurs. And Take It from the Iron Woman is the book Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Download it, review it, like it, write a review, but also write a review, like and subscribe for this podcast, wherever you're listening to this episode. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.